Hi, this is Roxanne Modafferi. This is my next issue of my column, Dear Roxy. So I'm taking questions and answering them for you guys. So I have a question here from DStrange63. What's it like behind the scenes? How was life preparing for The Ultimate Fighter? What's something you wish fans knew about being a pro fighter? Well, for me, living the fight life and being a pro fighter meant developing habits and really sticking with them, like really protecting them. So I got up at a certain time, I went for a jog, I stretched. Like, this was not an option, like I had to do this. So there was no option of not doing that, because you can wake up and be like, oh, I don't feel like it today. No, that's just what I do in the morning. I breathe, I eat, I go for a jog. I hate jogging, but I do it, did it, I still do it. And there's practice at a certain time. Every Monday and Wednesday I hit mitts with Coach Sean Wood. I went to team practice, things like that. You know, for lunch I always had like a protein, a vegetable, and a carb. I didn't have dessert at night. You know, I wanted to make sure I stayed healthy, and if I had a dessert, it was for lunch so I can burn it off. That was just my habit, so I never broke that. That was not an option. So being a pro fighter is having a lot of discipline in that way for me. I know some other fighters have different ways of doing things. Some fighters like to have, for example, a full weekend off, so Saturday and Sunday they rest. But I don't like to rest on Saturdays. I like to rest on Sundays only, and then I like to have the evenings off. So it's kind of also about finding what works for you and just sticking with that. And yeah, just forcing yourself to do a lot of things that you don't want to do, but not really giving yourself an option. So that's kind of what it's like to be a pro fighter, but also enjoying it. You know, I really look forward to certain things, and it's a mix, just like life. Like, I loved, you know, jiu-jitsu practice. I didn't love strength conditioning, but yeah, that's just the way it had to be. My next question from Lemaire River, I think I said that right. What are the different ways MMA has evolved recently and continues to evolve? Well, I think that, you know, techniques have evolved a lot. Styles have evolved. You know, we used to see fighters being more one-dimensional, and it was like a style matchup, grappler versus striker. It's still kind of that way, but I think people are a lot more well-rounded, and I think it's really cool to see specialists. I feel like we went from specialists fighting each other to well-rounded fighters fighting each other, and now people with specializations are starting to come ahead again, you know, whether it be an amazing striker, amazing grappler. Yeah, and I think also, like, in the jiu-jitsu world, people have found defenses for things. For example, I used to be a really good bottom guard player. I used to throw up arm bars and submissions and triangles, so it was cool being on the underneath for me. But then in the middle of my MMA career, that kind of switched. So people got, you know, grounded and pounded from bottom guard, or they were good at defending my submissions, so I had to stop that. So I tried to evolve to become a top half guard or mount fighter, and I got a bunch of TKOs from mounted elbows. So that's kind of how I try to evolve with the times. I'm just thinking, going back to the jiu-jitsu world, I feel like it's leg locks. It's now more popular. Yeah, I think just everything is getting more and more high level, and physical attributes are getting important as well. Like, if you're stronger, you're more likely to come out ahead. You know, I feel like everyone has such a good level of technique that strength is an issue as well. You know, I used to love that I could be a weaker fighter but still win, but it's kind of coming to the point where you got to be strong too, and tough and skilled. So that's what I think about those. So thank you guys for your questions. I have many more. Stay tuned.